Hi, and thanks for tuning in to learn a little more about strategic planning from SSW Consulting. Let's talk about what strategic planning is, why it's important, and how to get your process started. What is strategic planning? Strategic planning is a way for us to set priorities, determine how to focus our energy, our resources, strengthen our operations, support our teams in working towards common goals, establish agreements about what success looks like and how we are going to measure it so that we can make progress towards our vision. And it's a way to assess and adjust our direction in response to changing environments. Why is strategic planning important? Well, it's important for a lot of reasons. We face increasingly complex challenges in our world. For example, rapidly accelerating speeds of changing technology, increasingly diverse populations in our communities and workplaces, increasing inequality, global threats, climate change, and more. If our organizations want to survive, prosper, and do good work, we need to be ready to respond to these changing environments, and that requires some planning. These challenges are interconnected, and strategic planning can help us look at the big picture to understand where we can impact change and where to start. We can't do everything, and we certainly can't do it all at once. Strategy is about calculating your next move to help you get closer to the end goal. If the environment is constantly changing, then our plan needs to be designed to be nimble and adapt with it. A strategic plan can help us make sense of our environment, help us make decisions, take action, and shape and guide what an organization is, who it serves, what it does, and why it does it. It's also a way for us to articulate not only where an organization is going and the actions needed to make progress, but also how it will know if it's getting there when it's successful. There are different types of plans and lots of different plans that we may come across in local government. One of those being a community vision, which describes how community wants to look, feel, and function in the future. Council goals are ones that articulate the priorities of elected bodies for maybe a 1 to 2 year time frame. Another type, organizational work plans. Those describe what an organization's mission, vision, values are, and goals are, and the actions for how it will achieve that vision. Then finally, at the individual level, we might have a personal vision and action plan, which is our individual approach to identifying our own mission, vision, value, goals, and actions for ourselves. One of the ultimate goals of a strategic plan is to shift from just being a plan to a culture of strategic management. A culture of strategic management refers to the activities and the processes that organizations use to coordinate and align resources with the goals and actions identified in the plan. Strategy execution is simply the systematic implementation of the plan, meaning that we're taking the plan and turning it into action. How do we do it? Well, we're going to need a framework. There are different frameworks that can be considered, and it's important to pick one that's going to meet the needs of your organization. The Association for Strategic Planning emphasizes think, plan, and act as a simple, straightforward framework. Another one we use is highlighted in this graphic, starting with setting an intention. Consider what the plan is for, why you're doing it, who it's serving, and what you hope it will accomplish. Next, align with your vision. This could mean reconnecting with a current vision or identifying a new vision. Next, we want to set a tone of success by reflecting on and celebrating success from the past. We can build on that momentum from the past, learn important lessons, and gain valuable insights. Next, consider the current context. Before we think about future goals, we need to consider where we are and what our environment looks like. Look around at some of the changes swirling around your organization. It could be technology related, population changes, organizational changes, economic factors, political factors, or others. Our current context informs our future direction. We want to get everyone on the same page before we set our goals and direction. Make sure we're all moving forward together. Then, to the really fun part, let's generate some ideas for what's next. We start to shift into what's possible for the future, and hopefully people are getting excited at this point. There are so many possibilities, so let the ideas flow. Then, look at the areas where you start to see some synergy. You're going to see some common themes emerge. Here, Those ideas can be refined into goals in alignment with your vision. Make sure you keep it realistic. You don't want too many goals. Being strategic is about figuring out how to prioritize things. And if everything's important, then nothing's important. Make sure you leave time for the conversation about what the team is ready to support and move those goals forward. Then think about the actions that will support and advance the goals. Last, you're going to make a plan. The plan will include assignments, timelines, key performance indicators, structure for progress reporting, communications, and plan updates. This helps us stay accountable to our goals and visions. This graphic is an example of another framework that you can consider, the Grow Consultants International Strategic Visioning Model. It has many of the same steps we just talked about, but the infinity graphic highlights this iterative process. It truly never ends because it's a living plan, a culture of strategic management. You should be regularly evaluating your plan, at least annually, to check on progress and identify any needed updates. You don't need or do you want to revise your vision every year, but you should be looking at the goals and actions to ensure you're in alignment and then make and communicate any plan updates. Check in with your plan on a regular basis to make sure that it stays relevant. A few last tips for success. Engage people all throughout the process. You need your stakeholders to help with the implementation of the plan, so make sure you're bringing them along in the process and keeping them informed and engaged. Develop a communications and engagement strategy to help you do that, and make sure it considers how you will engage the different stakeholder groups that you're working with. As you begin implementation, don't forget to celebrate and communicate the progress and challenges along the way. Keeping your engagement efforts going will maintain support for your plan. I hope you were able to take away a few tips today for your strategic planning process. For more information, please find us at www.sarahsingerwilson.com.